Sometimes the hardest decision isn't fighting for what's yours. It's walking away. This choice could change your life forever. Long ago, in a quiet village near rolling hills and wide fields, there lived a man named Rahul. He had always been gentle and hard-working, known for his calm nature and honesty. Rahul lived with his wife Leela and a brother Rohan. Together they shared a small house that once belonged to Rahul's parents. At first, life was simple but happy. Rahul would rise with the sun, tend to the small vegetable garden, feed the chickens, and repair what needed fixing. Leela was sweet and kind, and even Rohan helped occasionally. But over the years, things began to change. Leela grew restless and impatient. She often complained about the small house and the little money they earned. Rohan, who once seemed helpful, became lazy. He would sleep most of the day and play cards with friends, leaving Rahul to do almost everything. Rahul tried to ignore the tension, hoping it would pass. But one night, he overheard Leela and Rohan whispering in the dark. "We cannot continue like this," Rohan said, frustration in his voice. "We will never get ahead if he keeps controlling everything." Leela responded sharply. "He does nothing for us but work like a fool. If we want a better life, they must leave. This house is not enough for us." The words struck Rahul like a cold wind. He sat quietly in the corner, his hands trembling, listening to the people he trusted plan his downfall. That very morning, the house became a scene of chaos. Leela and Rohan threw his belongings outside. The few clothes he owned, the old blankets, even his worn-out shoes. "Leave," Leela said, her voice hard and empty. "This is your chance to go." Rahul looked around at the house he had cared for all his life. Every beam of wood, every brick, every small corner held memories of his parents, his childhood, and years of hard work. Yet he felt something shift inside him. Not fear, not anger, but a quiet determination. He realized that the life he had built for others did not belong to them. He sat on the doorstep, the sun burning low in the sky, and cried not for himself, but for the trust that had been broken, for the love he had given without return. But as the evening shadows stretched across the yard, Rahul remembered something he had hidden long ago. A small savings carefully stored beneath the stones of the old well in the corner of the property. He had never touched it, believing it might be needed for emergencies. Tonight was that emergency. With effort, he moved the heavy stones one by one and uncovered the small chest. Inside lay enough coins and notes to start a new life. A sense of calm washed over him. He realized that the courage to walk away was not just about leaving others. It was about choosing his own peace and dignity over pain and betrayal. The next morning, Rahul walked to the nearby village. He carried nothing but a small bag, and in his heart, he carried hope. A kind farmer noticed him wandering and invited him to rest. "You look weary, friend," the farmer said. "Eat something. Drink some tea. You may stay tonight in the small room by the barn." Rahul thanked them quietly. After a warm meal and a night's rest, he asked if there was land for sale nearby. The farmer smiled. "Yes, there is a good plot not far from here. It may be just what you need." Rahul purchased the land with his hidden savings. With help from the village neighbors, he built a strong wooden house. He planted vegetables, tended chickens, and created a small, thriving farm. Slowly he rebuilt his life with patience and care. Every morning he rose with the sun, not out of obligation, but out of love for what he had created. Word of his new farm spread quietly. People admired the peace and prosperity he had achieved, despite the hardships. Among the neighbors, a young boy named Vikram often came to help Rahul with chores. Vikram was respectful, curious, and eager to learn. Rahul treated him kindly, teaching him about farming, honesty, and integrity. Over time, Vikram became like a son to him. Meanwhile, back in Rahul's old village, Leela and Rohan's life grew harder. Without Rahul's labor and patience, their small house began to fall apart. Weeds grew tall in the yard, the roof leaked, and the small garden produced almost nothing. Arguments became daily, and resentment between them grew heavier with each passing day. They still believed Rahul had nothing left, and that they could someday claim his remaining possessions. One day, in desperation, Rohan decided to search for work, far away. He walked across hills and fields until he came to a beautiful farm, large and well-kept, and knocked on the door. Rahul answered. Rohan froze in shock. "You. Is this?" "Yes," Rahul said calmly, not a trace of anger in his voice. "I have a farm now. Do you need work?" Rohan bowed quickly, hiding his embarrassment. "I have no money, no food. I will work hard. Please, give me a chance." Rahul studied him quietly, then nodded. "You may work here, but promise me one thing. You will not tell your sister anything about this farm." Rohan agreed immediately, and for weeks he labored under Rahul's watchful eye. Rahul treated him fairly, asking only about Leela's well-being. Each time Rohan lied, saying she was fine, even though she was struggling. One morning, Leela followed Rohan secretly. She wanted to see if Rahul really had nothing. Instead, she saw the beautiful farm, the strong wooden house, the neat garden, and the chickens wandering freely. She could hardly believe her eyes. "You have all this while I suffer," she shouted, her voice trembling with anger and disbelief. Rahul looked at her calmly and said, "When you finish shouting, speak to me." Leila demanded money, land, and everything she could take. Rahul handed her only a small pouch of coins. "This is enough for your journey," he said. Then he closed the door. Leila and Rohan quickly spent the coins. Their old house was sold for little, and their hopes of inheriting Rahul's farm vanished. Rahul, however, had made his final decision. In his will, he left the farm to Vikram, the boy who had helped him and shown respect when no one else had. Leila received nothing. When Rahul passed away peacefully, the village buried him with respect and admiration. Leila and Rohan came to claim the farm, but the neighbors told them the truth. Everything now belonged to Vikram. Shocked and ashamed, they left the village and were never seen again. Friends, the lesson is clear. Life will sometimes test your patience, loyalty, and courage. People may betray you, and those you trust may turn away. So choose wisely. Protect your peace. Build your life with courage and self-respect. If this story inspired you, don't forget to subscribe and join our community of dreamers and doers. Hit the bell icon so you never miss a story that can change your life. Every subscription helps us bring more motivational and emotional stories right to you.